We're just gonna jump on in. Yeah, actually, I am. I forgot to mention that. You did ask about if I somehow managed to find a way. I lucked out on eBay when I found DS with a capture card. Not a 3DS, unfortunately, a regular DS. But I still jumped at the opportunity to do so. So I was like, you know what, it's available. And it's at an okay price compared to what other people are throwing it out there for, so I just, you know, pulled the trigger on it. So yeah, that's why I started playing these games. I figured the Layton games are the perfect games to start off with when I stream on DS, so... Also, this music is so good. Yeah, my problem is I gotta figure out how to get a 3DS, because I know there's 3DS games I want to stream eventually. That's gonna be a problem. Alright, we're just gonna jump on in, I guess. Like, the first 3 games are my favorite. Like, my favorite trilogy. I mean, granted, there's only 2 trilogies, so, you know, one over the other, but still. I just really liked how they delivered on everything. It kinda does. Definitely.
It just doesn't seem to add up, Professor.
Yeah, Amy's cool. I like her as like a 3rd character.
What?
They didn't really use Flora enough in the first trilogy, but you know, it is what it is.
Professor, I hope this letter finds you well. As for me, I am in quite a predicament. You see, the London we know and love has been thrown into absolute chaos. To complicate matters, the calamity I speak of does not take place in your time. This may be difficult to believe, but I am writing to you from 10 years in the future.
Oh yeah, good idea. I should probably do that now.
I know this is a lot to take in, but I'll explain it all soon.
Also 100 for 100%.
For now, I ask that you head to the clock shop on Midland Road in Baldwin.
Alright, 25, I feel like I'm at... Well, either way.
I look forward to seeing you again. Your student, Luke Triton.
Oh shit, it's future Luke.
Strange as it sounds, it seems that the author of this letter is none other than your future self, Luke.
From my future self? But how is that even possible?
I don't know, but it does raise the question, if this letter is indeed authentic, how did it get here?
By time-traveling postman? Just joking, of course.
Luke, shut up with your...
Seriousness, I think this mystery might be the oddest one we've ever encountered.
Also the
Indeed.
best one, spoilers.
And even in the future, you seem to need my help in solving it.
Yep.
Your constancy can be quite a comfort in these uncertain times, my boy.
Well, thank you, I suppose. But back to the main question. How do we know the letter is real?
Well, we haven't much to go on yet. But I can't help but think that this strange occurrence is connected to the terrible events of last week.
Uh-oh. What happened last week? Strange letter. Professor Layton has received a letter from the unlikeliest of places, the future. The author claims to be Luke, writing from 10 years in the future. But how?
It all started about a week ago.
Using a six-dimension alpha distributor, I was able to guide a concentrated stream of Hammer particles through a temporal vortex, more commonly known as a wormhole. This stream of particles allowed me to divine the terminal points of the vortex. Armed with this information, the next step was to artificially distort the flow of time and generate a massive magnetic field via a Sulacoil.
Come on, dude, what's Flora? Put
Once
her
the
in.
magnetic field is firmly established, one has the ability, quite literally, punch holes, or hive gaps, into the very fabric of space-time. After this
Time travel.
crucial step,
Oh, it's Shelby.
it's simply a matter of constructing an energy gate.
Did you know your future self is talking shit about you?
Quite the spread we have here, Inspector.
Oh, they gave him a new voice.
Though it does make me wonder what we did to deserve invitations to such a feast.
It's obvious, Barton. I'm an influential man in the world of law enforcement. It's only natural I'd be invited to an important event such as this.
I suppose that's possible.
What's that supposed to mean?
Possible, you say?
Probable. Highly probable,
Also,
sir.
dude, clean your face, man. You're such a messy eater. Alright, I need to pop the guide for my hint coins. So again, disclaimer, I am using a guide, but only for hint coins and hidden puzzles. I mean, it's probably... Actually, no, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to lose any of my coins. Alright, jumping on in. Well, the food is certainly nothing to write home about. Sorry you feel that way, sir. I think it's quite scrumptious myself. Bah, this oversalted chop and pile of wilted greens has nothing on Amelie's cooking. If that's your feelings, sir, I'd be happy to relieve you of that, burden. Now see here, Barton, if you don't return my chop to me at once, I'll have you driving a desk next week. Oops. They're certainly taking their sweet time getting the show on the road. Come now, sir, it's not all bad. At least there is food to enjoy while we wait. Honestly, knee-deep in the casework as I am, I haven't the time for fancy banquet events. Oh my, sir, you should try this one. It's absolutely lovely.
Oh, this food is simply dreadful, Bill. Do get this over with quickly so we can leave.
Damn. Everyone hates the food.
Yes, dear.
Bill Hawks.
I have to say, I feel a bit out of place here, Professor.
That's quite understandable, Luke. I'm sure most people would feel the same way in the presence of the Prime Minister.
Oh, he's England's Prime
Hey,
Minister.
look! I think I see Inspector Chelmy over there. So, Professor, what do you think about this whole event? Do you believe that someone has really built a working time machine?
I'm not entirely sure. Still, if it proves to be true, can you imagine the stir it will cause in the scientific community?
Well, I, for one, am very excited. Though you don't sound entirely convinced, Professor.
Anything's possible, Luke. But I won't be convinced until I've seen the contraption work for myself. And I must confess,
Seeing is believing.
something about this entire presentation seems a bit off.
Why do you say that? Ah, of course. That must be your famous intuition talking, huh?
That's one way of putting it. But enough speculation. Look over there, Luke.
That guard? What about him?
He seems to be looking for a man who snuck into the event uninvited.
Oh, So we have an intruder in our midst.
So we'll save here first. Save over this. Sorry, Bob. Oh dear, this is not going to go over well. Look troubled, sir. Might we be of any assistance? Oh yes, please. You see, I just received a report of some untoward behavior in the form of a puzzle. The quality's like shot up since, man. There's an uninvited guest at the event, but the guard has received a few clues as to his whereabouts. His table is next to one with a red flower. His tablecloth is a different color than any next to it. Oh, and his tablecloth isn't decorated with a yellow flower. Next to means tables connected by dotted lines. Take the guard to the intruder's table. Also new music. Bumpin'. Alright. Next to one with a red flower. Different color from any of them next to it. No yellow flower. Oh, the first puzzle not. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I see. It's like more intricate now. Forgot about this. Isn't so no yellow flower. Next to a red one, so I want to say it's this one. Tablecloth is a different color. Okay, so never mind, it's not that one. Probably this one. Tablecloth is a different color than any next to it. Yes, okay. So it's probably this one. I hope I'm right. If I get this wrong, first puzzle wrong, kill me, dude. Release my inner artist. I mean, I could, but maybe for when it's needed.
Here's my answer. No puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
Splendid work, my boy. Oh, pick rats, okay. So as you know, in terms of story puzzles, I reward Mo for... I reward Mo equivalent to number of pick rats a puzzle's worth, so... I put 50 as a default for the Wi-Fi puzzle since they have no value, technically, so... Alright. Thanks so much for your help. That fellow's moochin' days are over. You see that, Professor? I just aided in the apprehension of a suspect. Oh look, the presentation is about to begin. Let's get back to our seats.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Also, feels like the voice acting is definitely
thank you
improved.
for taking part in an event that will undoubtedly go down
Everything has been improved,
in
let's say that.
scientific history. And here to demonstrate mankind's first time machine is its creator,
Machine?
Dr. Alan Stangan.
Stun gun, hey? Alright.
Thank you, my esteemed colleagues. After years of research in the field of time travel, I'm pleased to share the fruits of my labor. In just a few short moments, I will be moving on to our scheduled demonstration.
Scheduled.
But first, I'm delighted to announce that Prime Minister Bill Hawks is in attendance today.
There's no question mark, but it sounded like he is in attendance today?
As such, I have reserved a very special seat for our very special guest.
Oh no, this is like
Please, join me on stage,
the
Prime
murder
Minister.
seat, isn't it?
No need to be shy.
Is this thing real?
What do you mean?
I mean, is this contraption a genuine working time machine?
Why don't you have a seat? see for yourself.
Before we start, would you honor us with a few words, Prime Minister?
Prime Minister? Look at that. Look at that happy
Good
face of his.
afternoon, everyone. Today is a monumental day, not only for our
entire demeanor
great
change.
nation, but for the entire human race. Since the beginning of time, we humans have strived to transcend our natural limits. We have conquered the skies and the seas, and we have even traveled to outer space.
I'm not entirely convinced what the voice acting when he's like this,
The
though.
one frontier that has always eluded us is time. Indeed, traveling through time is a dream many thought was out of reach for humanity. Until now.
Now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you will join me in ushering in a new era for mankind.
Thank you for those words, Prime Minister. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for. Please take it away, Dr. Stangan.
I have just one more request before we start.
You want to die
I
today?
very much appreciate the Prime Minister's assistance in this
Never mind.
demonstration.
I was expecting some sort of like ominous thing to pop up now.
What do you say, Mr. Hawks?
What?
I assure you, there's no cause for concern.
But I was under the impression that I would merely be observing the proceedings.
Ah, well, do forgive my presumption. It was never my wish to make you uncomfortable. I realize it's been some time since you traded in the hard sciences for the softer variety. Please, feel free to return to your seat,
damn.
Prime Minister.
I attacked his ego right there.
Wait. What I mean to say is, of course I can assist you.
Bill, have you lost your mind?
Ah, that's the courage we've come to expect from our fearless leader. You have my thanks. And now, without further ado, I give you my time machine. Mr. Hawks, would you mind just stepping inside?
Oh, here we go. I want this time to be like a magic trick. Everything closes up and it opens up like a flock of doves just fly out, spill out of the container. Oh, here we go. Or like stun gun like removes his mask, it's Don Paulo. Oh, that don't look good. Now do it.
Huh?
Oh shit. And he's dead.
What the dickens just happened?
Something's gone very wrong.
Jesus.
Where is he? Someone find Bill!
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain calm and refrain from panicking.
This is chaos. The Prime Minister and Dr. Stungun had vanished.
My word.
It's all but an elaborate kidnapping. Is
So
my
you
guess.
think that what happened last week is somehow connected to this letter? Wait, maybe if the time machine was real, this letter is real too.
I don't know about that, but these two elements aren't the only puzzling issues. Tell me, Luke, have you heard about the recent disappearances occurring here in London?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
read
I
that
can't
in the
read that.
paper. Some of London's greatest scientists have been mysteriously vanishing.
Yes, and I can't shake the feeling that those disappearances are linked to this whole affair. In any case, it seems our best course of action is to head to the location mentioned in the letter.
Good idea.
Missing leader. Prime Minister Bill Hawks mysteriously disappeared during the time machine demonstration. No trace of him was found. So where is he? Where he is?
Following the clue in the letter, the professor and I set off. What awaited us was one of the biggest mysteries we've ever encountered.
Ooh, title card. Alright. To my dear friend Lester. Oh, that's me.
Somehow, a single letter had made its way back through time. And the sender, strange as it sounds, was me. The future me, that is. Little did we know that this letter would draw us into the strangest of situations.
Alright, prologue. Let's see how long the prologue is. Depending on how long this is, I might stop at the beginning of chapter 1, or maybe in the middle of it, I don't know. Well, here we are. The clock shop letter mentioned should be around here somewhere, but where? Seems like an ideal time to consult the map that accompanied the letter. Here, Luke. In the form of a puzzle. Below is a map to the clock shop. Can't say it. Clock shop that accompanied the letter from future Luke. Using the times on the side of the map as clues, find the shop. Draw a circle around the letter. Okay. I mean, it's pretty straightforward if you think about it. 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock. 12. Oh, hold on. 9? See, I say straightforward, but I'm clearly struggling already. Maybe past it? Maybe past this one. 12, 3, 12, 9, 6.
This
Pretty sure
one's
this is
as
it.
good as solved.
I think you start at the intersection.
Phew, that's a relief.
Oh, okay. 12 at the intersection. Okay, so that's exactly what I was thinking. I don't know why I thought. Yeah, okay, okay. Either way, we're good. Can move on. Great, finding that shop should be a snap now. Now let's go, Professor. First, let's teach you how to walk. Alright. Time for some hint coins. Things I'll never use at all. Well, hello there, Bright Eyes. I can tell from the looks of on your faces that you're hankering to hear something useful. Alright, here's my pearl of wisdom. Go and tap that car parked right over there. Oh, okay, so I break the car and I get a hint coin. Vandalism. Oh no, it just fell apart. Never forget about the fact that the car fell apart. Did you see the coin that popped out? That's a hint coin. It's yours to keep. If you ever find yourself stuck on a puzzle, you can spend one of these lovely coins to get a hint. Just remember that there's a limit to the number of hint coins you can find. If you use them willy-nilly, you may find yourself in a pinch later. Hint coins are tucked away all over the place. So tap anything that looks fishy, you might find a coin. Well, that's the end of my speech. Good luck with whatever it is that you're doing out there. Thank you, lady. I wonder how many coins are in this game. Say, Professor, how are we going to keep track of our progress? That's easy, Luke. You save your game. Okay. I'll talk to this cheerful little fellow over here. Wow, half an hour in almost. That's like a long intro. You're looking for a clock shop, you say? Nah, I can't say I know of one around here. Alright, well, thanks just the same. Oh wait, just a moment. Thinking on it again, I might have passed a clock shop just the other day. I don't know, I can't say clock shop without like struggling. Terrific. Do you remember where you saw it? That I'm not sure of. I have trouble remembering stuff like this when I have other things on my mind. Like this puzzle. Speaking of which, solve it for me. It takes you 1 hour to get to the office by bus. Your work takes 2 hours to complete, after which you catch the bus back home. Based on departure times listed below, which bus A, B, C, D, or E should you take in order to minimize the wait for a ride home? Alright. 1 hour to get to the office by bus. 1 hour. I don't know why I'm having trouble following this. Okay, let's see. I take it that departure times one hour to get to the office by bus. Work takes 2 hours. Okay, so the ones on the left are buses. I'm assuming. So what are these times here then? Departure times is below. I guess these are... I'm so confused. But if I were to guess... between each of these pairs, E seems to be the one to take, because you have a no wait time, right?
This one's as good as solved.
I mean, I
I
was so confused by the way the puzzle is. Oh, I was like way off. What the heck is this? Taking bus E to work at midnight will result in the shortest wait for a ride home. Oh, okay, I think I get it. So, That's an example of me small braining it and somehow getting the answer. On like the third puzzle, no less, too. Jesus. Right, the clock shop. It's somewhere on this road, I think. Well, gotta scoot later. Well, he just tricked you into solving a puzzle for you. Yep. Something tells me he was more interested in getting us to solve this riddle rather than in helping. Not to worry though, I'm sure we can find a clock shop on our own. It's probably just a bit further down this path. Sounds good, Professor. Oh shit, it's this guy. What are you doing here, Statchin? Can't say I've ever seen you. What are you talking about? Are you sure about that? I feel like we met before. Yeah, in like the past 2 games already, dude. Oh no, you must be thinking of someone else, but enough about that. I got some juicy info you two might want to hear. Oh, if you're going to tell us about hint coins, there's no need to continue. The nice woman back there already gave us a full explanation. What? But explaining hint coins is just about the only time we ever get to chat. See? We haven't before, dude. Tricking us. How could you let someone else give you my speech? Damn. Yeah, see, I thought so. So I guess what you're saying is that we have met before. No. I'm still not feeling too hot. I better head home. Be seeing you fellas around. And we'll never see him again until the 4th game, it seems. It's kind of funny, actually. Give him some more variety rather than just being the hint coin man. I mean, he's still the hint coin man, but he got cucked out of his position. Where do you suppose these stairs go, Professor? I'd say they probably lead to a more residential area. By the way, Luke, all this talk has reminded me of a puzzle. Here we go. The famous Layton segues are back. 2 men are moving boxes from the 1st floor to the 3rd. The larger man can carry 2 boxes at a time, and it takes him 1 minute to get to the 3rd floor. The smaller man carries only 1 box at a time, but it takes him 30 seconds to make it to the 3rd floor. For both men, the return trip to the 1st floor is the same as the trip up. 7 boxes in total. How many minutes would it take the man to get all the boxes to the 3rd floor? Alright. Time for some logic. After 1 minute, big boy takes... I want to use the pretty colors this time around. Also, I should probably do this. At minute 1, big boy brings 2 boxes, but he's upstairs. Small guy takes 1 box, but he's downstairs. It's a matter of working out the puzzle, right? 2 minutes. He's down. We're still at 2. We're still at 2, but he's down this time. And we're at 2 boxes, so he's down. I hope I'm doing this correctly. 3 minutes. He has 4 boxes. I'm not using my colors anymore. So 7 boxes, so it should be 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Thing is though, is it? Am I overthinking it? I mean, it's still early on, so I'm not exactly at the realm of,
This one's as good as solved.
you know, crazy flip the table,
I knew it!
flip the script type of puzzles yet. Straightforward. Exemplary thinking, Luke. Now let's get back to work. Oh, that building at the end looks like the place to go. This must be the place, Professor. Ah, finally. I'll get the door. Huh? What seems to be the matter, Luke? The door is locked. Now, how are we supposed to get in? Let me have a look. Ah, of course. It seems we need to solve a puzzle on this door to gain entrance. Of course we do. You arrived at the clock shop, but there doesn't seem to be a way to open the door. While you're looking for the doorknob, a voice from the inside calls out, "Press the panel with the timepiece." Which panel do you press? Timepiece, huh? Oh, no. I mean, clock takes 4, but they want one panel. Oh, you know, it's probably this, like, hourglass-looking thing, I would think.
Here's my answer.
Again, early puzzles, so they should be obvious for the most
No
part.
puzzle can stop Layton's apprentice.
And hey, if I get it wrong, I can always reset the game. That did the trick. Ooh, here we go. I like all these clocks, dude. Okay. Oh, it blinks. I thought it was like a doll or something.
Huh? Look, over there.
What's this?
That's gotta be the time machine, right? Spring. Oh, gracious customers, we haven't had any of those in ages. Welcome. Good day to you, madam. You'll have to excuse us, but we're not actually here to shop. You see, I received a letter the other day pointing me here. Tee-hee-hoo, a letter you say. Let me have a look at it, dearie. Yes, there's no mistake here. Whoever sent you this wanted you to visit our little shop. So you don't know the person who sent out this letter. Unfortunately, I can't say I do, but I know who you are, Professor Layton. Oh, really? How do you know the professor? Tee-hee-hoo, well, it's hard not to know a man who's in the paper so often. And I do so love my morning paper, I read it front to back every day. So of course I know the professor. Hey, did you hear that, Professor? Further proof that you're famous throughout all of London. Even all the way out here. Hey now, what do you mean all the way out here? Just because we don't fancy living in sardine tin flats doesn't mean we're not centrally located. Still, it is quite a surprise to see the famous Professor Layton in the flesh. I'm going to need some proof before I believe you're not just some celebrity impersonator in the form of a puzzle. Of course. It's so dark in the shop that I'm having trouble seeing these tiny needles and thread. Can you help me out at this jam, dearie? There are 2 needles, A and B. How many needles I does each thread pass through? Okay. Counting. So are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So A is 9. Alright, time for B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, A. I'm asking for A. A is 9. Unless they pull up some like crazy. Okay, now I'm just like triple guessing myself. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, now I came up with 10 somehow. I'll look up in my overlay here, the bigger screen. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, it's 10. I just want to be sure.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, that's settled.
Counting those needles is hard work. While I, for one, am thoroughly convinced, you certainly know how to count your needles. Of course he does. Yes, well, about that letter. I can't say I've seen it before, but my husband might know something about it. He's out right now, but he should be back any minute. Why not look around the shop while you wait? Give me these coins first. Wow, can you believe this clock? It certainly is impressive. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear to work. Well, there's no shortage of ways to tell the time here. Oh, all these talk about clocks reminds me of a puzzle. Alright, here we go. The analog clock fell off the wall, and the numbers hit the floor so hard. This analog clock fell off the wall and hit the floor so hard that all the numbers popped off. What a mess. The clock also stopped working when it hit the ground. But even without the numbers, you can tell exactly what time it fell. What time is the clock showing? Probably a trick to this, isn't there? Wait, now, am I supposed to? Okay, alright, let's see. Without the numbers, you can tell what time it fell. I mean, does the fact that it's perfectly lined up mean anything? If that's the case, if there is meaning to perfectly lining up these lining up to like the little notches over here, I'm gonna have to say 6 p.m. or not 6 o'clock, because like even with like, let's say for example, Or let's say, for example, actually, yeah, 9:15, right? I don't know. There would still be some sort of deviation on the hour hand, I would think. I mean, it's definitely not 3:45, because it would deviate too much. So I think that's the way to go. Please be right? Pretty please?
This one's as good as solved.
Okay.
Phew, that's a relief.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. No, I never seen a clock so big up close. It's a real shame it seems to be broken. Give me them coins. Yeah, as you've noticed already, I'm saving before every puzzle, literally. Because I want to try and keep the well, not try, but I want to keep the pick rats at max count. So that means getting all the puzzles on the first try, technically. One gains an eye for these things with age, my boy. You now have a superb puzzle about clocks that seems particularly apropos. Here to try it, you bet I would. Let's do it. I dropped my stylus again. Here is a numberless clock that some prankster has rotated an unknown amount. Clock is still running normally, though, and each colored circle on its face represents an hour. Even without the numbers, you can still tell. It's literally like the same thing, but like with a different picture. Again, given deviations, I want to say 12. Then again, I could get like... You know what? Screw it. Yeah.
Here's my answer.
It's literally the same puzzle, just on a different picture.
I knew it!
Wait, what are the names of these clocks, or these puzzles? I still want to check. I mean, same type of puzzle, just different premises for it. But you know, it's cool. It's really like one puzzle out of like 160 or something in this game, probably. Oh, I think I just heard the door. Someone's here. That must be my husband. Cog. Wait till you see the little gem I picked up today, love. Oh, my customers. Welcome back, dear. This here is Professor Layton. He tells me he has business with the shop. Layton? You're Professor Layton? My apologies, I wasn't expecting you so... Alright, that kind of... expecting... It's already kind of fishy. No apologies necessary, my good man. Oh, and allow me to introduce my apprentice. I'm the professor's apprentice, Luke. Nice to meet you, sir. Luke, you say? What I mean to say is, those are some fine manners. Nice to meet you too, lad. The name's Cog. Tell me, Cog, if that is your real name. You seem a bit flustered by our arrival. You certainly don't mean to impose. Oh, no, it's no imposition at all. It's just that I had instructions to show you our biggest clock in action upon your arrival. It certainly is quite a beauty. Pity it's not working. Yes, I planned to give her a tune-up before you stop by so you can see her in all her glory. What am I expecting? I feel like it's kind of like... Oh, anyway. I'm probably thinking way too much into it. Now that I'm getting on an age, I have trouble remembering to keep the old gal in good repair. To be honest, I can't recall where this last gear goes, and without it, I can't start up the clock for you. Ah, well, it certainly makes sense why our arrival might have taken you off guard. Tell me, the papers say you're a learned man. Surely you can figure out where this gear goes, yes? Me? Well, I'd like to help, but I'm not a mechanical engineer, you see. Don't worry, anybody can do anything if the problem is in the form of a puzzle. So that's what this game is all about, solving them. Your task is to make the top and bottom cogs turn clockwise as shown by the red arrows in the diagram. In order to do this, which extra cogs should be inserted? A, B, or C? It's a matter of working everything out. I feel like it's gotta be B. B makes sense. Please be B.
That should do the trick.
Alright, cool. Cool.
Well, that's settled.
That did the trick. You stay right here, I'll go start her up. Here goes. Oh, here we go.
Are you all right, Luke?
Yes, but that was quite a shake.
Huh?
Oh, they were so in. Yep.
What is going on here?
And just where in the world are we?
Oh, snap. Is this future London? Here we go. I do a little bit of this and then I'll call it, actually. Maybe like 2 or 3 puzzles. Let's see. Hey, the door just slammed behind us and now it's locked. Well, that's not very polite. It does appear that we've been shut out. It was a setup. Why does everything look so different out here than just a few moments ago? I honestly don't know. But seeing as we can't get into the clock shop right now, why don't we take a look around the area? London warped. Professor Layton and Luke emerged from the clock shop. The streets of London suddenly looked quite different. What could explain this baffling turn of events? I don't know, time travel maybe? Alright, let's grab these coins. Boy, be careful around these parts. We're doing quite a bit of construction here, you see. Goodness, you certainly do work quickly. I don't recall seeing any of this when I last passed through. When did you start working here? Now that's a good question. I'd say it's been about a year, but we haven't gotten much done because we're short-handed. A year? Come on, quit messing with us. Curious. I'm positive there was no construction at all going on when I walked by a short while ago. No construction at all. Look, I know progress hasn't been that speedy, but I'm doing the best I can, friend. So if you're gonna make fun, beat it, will you? I'm busy here. I'm sure you're right, Professor. There wasn't any construction going on here before. Time travel. I know London like the back of my hand, but this area feels quite foreign to me. How odd. Holy Stilton on a stick. Great Cheshire on a chimney. Are you? Nah, I couldn't be. I'm sorry, have you met before? Ooh. I thought I was in real trouble when I saw that hat of yours, but it's clear you ain't who I thought you were. So it seems you got nothing to talk about. Beat it. Damn. Everyone rude. Oh, it looks like this door is unlocked. Interesting, let's duck in for a moment. Welcome, sirs. Please make yourselves at... Oh my, that hat of yours. Good day, madam. This certainly is a charming cafe you have here. Tell me, when did you go into business? Go into business? Well, I've been running the place for 2 or 3 years. But the cafe itself hasn't been around for much longer. It must be coming up on 50 at this point. I see. I just have one more question if you don't mind. I stopped by earlier and noticed your business was closed. Why wait till evening? Why wait until evening to open your doors? Closed? You sure you came by here? I opened this place up every day, bright and early. Doesn't really get busy until later on, but what can you do? Oh, you seem like a nice enough fellow. Let me give you a tip. Lose the hat. My hat? Well, now why would I do that? I'd rather not go into details, but let's just say a hat like that could get you in trouble. But the professor never takes off his hat. That's his trademark. Hey there. Oh, hello. What can I help you with? Never mind. It's nothing really. Oh, don't run away. It gets so lonely around here without anyone to talk to. Oh, is that so? I appreciate your concern, lad. Not many youngsters will stop to listen to an old man's problems. Here's a little something for your kindness. A puzzle. Huh? Yep. Even though we're constantly passing through time, sometimes it can be difficult to think about the way time flows. Here we go. If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday, what day is tomorrow's day before yesterday? Man, my head hurts just like reading that out loud. God. Alright. Okay. So let's say this is today. Let's assume... Okay. If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday, so I'm taking it, or let's say it, so we're saying today is Saturday? If yesterday's day after tomorrow is Sunday, okay. What day is tomorrow's day before you? Friday? That seems to be the only thing that makes sense with whatever it is that I'm writing or reading. Reading.
This one's as good as solved. I knew it!
Wow. That's exactly how I feel. Wait. Okay, I'll come back to that after. Well, aren't you a smart one? A clever lad like you deserves a present here. Oh, what's this? A picture book. The very definition of fun. Hey. Oh well, I'm a bit old for picture books in case you didn't notice. For a normal picture book, sure. But this one's special, see? Special how? Well, if you open it, you'll notice that whole portions of the book are blank. Thanks. Okay, this is the first, like, okay, mini game. Plum tree, boot sticker, man sticker. See the picture book and some stickers from Alfie. Picture book, mini game, okay. Collect more stickers to restore missing parts of the story. Oh, alright. This area seems unfamiliar as well. I'm sure I've never been here before. Yes, it's clear something is going on here that I don't fully understand. Oh wait, I have an idea about what happened. We must have left the clock shop from a different exit. Well, duh. So we're probably taking a different route away from the shop. No, that can't be right. Think back to when we left the shop, Luke. We left through the same door that we used to... We left through the same door that we used to enter the shop. Stupid. No, Siri, I'm not... No. Yes, I suppose you're right, Professor, but what else could explain this change of scenery? Perhaps our surroundings will shed some light on things. Let's investigate the vicinity a bit more. What? What is it? I didn't do anything, I swear. I know nothing. Are you alright, sir? You're dripping with perspiration. May I suggest a calming cup of tea? I apologize for the sweat, sir, and I'll get on that tea right away. Oh. Wow, he sure took off in a hurry. Have you noticed that a lot of people have been acting awfully nervous around you? I certainly have, though I can't understand why. My hat in particular seems to make many of the people we've met feel uncomfortable. I don't know why anyone would be afraid of you or your hat. After all, it's not like you go around terrorizing folks when I'm not around. Many people in town seem to fear Professor Layton, but what reason could they possibly have to fear the mild and gentlemanly professor? Does it have something to do with this hat? Maybe. Whoa. This song. This place is a mess. That drippy flower even has a bug swarming around it. Ooh, it's Granny R. Hold it right there, sonny boy. I wouldn't go bad-mouthing that blossom if I were you. Why is someone lurking in the shadows? Simple, because wherever there are lost puzzles, there I am, even if it means standing in the dark. Oh, it's you. Have we met before? No? No? Well, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands the beautiful and clairvoyant Granny R. It'd be beautiful? Well, I guess you look pretty good for your age. Jesus, Luke. Shut the fuck up, Luke. After all, we don't want to offend the lady now, do we? You ever notice how many mysteries there are in the world? How many puzzles? Puzzles that tease your brain? Puzzles that bend your mind? Puzzles that just plain frustrate the heck out of you? Oh yeah, I've been there. Certainly. Well, every puzzle you pass over or leave unsolved has to go somewhere, right? Where do they go, you ask? Well, they come here to stay with me. I had a feeling that's where you were going with this. Or I suppose I should say, they used to come with me, but that's all about to change. What? You might not be able to tell from my looks, but I'm no spring chicken. Truth be told, I'm getting tired. This is the third game after all. Oh. I think I've earned my retirement from this puzzle caretaking business. But you can't quit, you mustn't. Without you, what will happen to all the puzzles we leave behind? Use a guide. Find out where the puzzles are. A giant vat of jam? And as for the debonair gentleman in the tall hat, what say you? I concur with my friend here. Hee. Yep, I figured you'd both say something like that. Don't fret, I'll make sure you're taken care of. Ow. Hee. You just have to wait and see for yourself. When you lost a few puzzles that come back here, everything should become clear then. That's probably not going to happen, considering the guide I'm using. I know we just met, but you'll have to excuse me as I'm going on a well-deserved vacation. I may never see you again, so ta-ta, and have a positively puzzly day. A puzzly day? What an unusual conversation that was. Let's be sure to come back here later. Definitely. Well, that bug gives me the creepy crawlies. Can I touch it? No? What happened to the bus stop? It's in shambles. I mean, you not notice all like the gears and stuff as well? The bus stop looks like it's about to fall over. Yes, it looks like as if no one's used it in ages. But how can that be? We arrived here just a few hours ago, and then the stop looked fine then. Look, someone's posted on the side of the bus stop. I'll go see what it says. Well? I don't understand this at all. What do you mean? The sign says that service on this line has been discontinued. Given the appearance of this bus stop, I don't doubt it. Yes, but here's the strange part. The date on this notice is 5 years in the future. What? Luke, let me have a look at that. Professor, I just had a sudden thought. Could we possibly have traveled to the future? It's true that we've encountered much to suggest that we're no longer in the London we know. Just the same, I believe it's a bit early to leap to that conclusion, Luke. Let's see what else we can find out by exploring this strange place. You there in the tall hat, you wouldn't happen to be Professor Layton, would you? I am indeed, and who might you be, sir? That's not important right now. Here's what's important, I have an urgent letter for you. But before I go handing it over, I need to verify your identity. I got a puzzle here picked out just for that purpose, so get to solving. I think this will be the last one of the day. Below are 5 blocks. Can you fit them into the shape of the hat without overlapping the pieces or leaving any pieces empty? You can rotate or flip them. Alright, sounds good. How do I rotate? There we go. Pretty straightforward puzzle.
Let's see if I've got this right. Well, that's settled.
Wait, what did it say? It said those 5 blocks spell Layton in Japanese? That's kind of cool, actually. Alright, I'm convinced. Here's your letter. Let's see what it says.
Professor, if you're reading this, it means you've made it safely to my time.
Uh-oh.
I can hardly wait to see you again.
Sorry about that.
I wish to enlist your help in freeing this town from the tragedy that has befallen it. But first, I'm sure you'll want some proof that you're actually in the future. I've thought long and hard about the best way of convincing you. Make your way through town to the address below. What you find there is sure to quell any doubts. Room 312, Green Hospital, 123 Auckland Lane.
Well, I think our next destination has been decided for us. Let's pay this hospital a visit. Sounds good, Professor, but how do we get to Auckland Lane? It'd be easy if the buses were still running, but unfortunately that's not the case. Perhaps a woman over there knows a different way to get around town. Future Luke. This young man sent Professor Layton a letter claiming to be Luke from the future. But is that who he really is? Excuse me, we're trying to get to Auckland Lane, but the bus doesn't seem to run there anymore. Right about that. Those buses were already shut down when I moved to the city 2 years ago. 2 years ago, but the sign says the bus won't stop running for another 5 years. 5 years? Goodness no, you'd best recheck that map there, or is that notice is 5 years old. That bit can't be right, unless... Luke, that's enough. I do apologize for my friend, madam. Tell me, Do you find the lack of bus services in this town to be an inconvenience? Here? Not at all. Whenever I need to use public transportation, I just take the underground railway. There's a stop on Flatstone Street. You two must be tourists, yes? With all your questions, you should stop by the hotel on Southern Street. It's just down this road. The staff there can help you find where you need to go. Thank you for your assistance, madam. Tourists? Us? I was born and raised here. I've lived in London longer than she has. Now, Luke, there's no need to get all wound up. Let's find that hotel. I'm late. Right there, White Rabbit from was it Alice in Wonderland? Oh, jeez. Oof. Ow, ow, ow. I'm so sorry I didn't see you there. Are you okay? Ow, I skinned my knee. But if you gave it a kiss, it would make it all better. Huh? Great, then pucker up. Smoochy, smoochy, smoochy. What? No. Stay back. Don't come any closer. Luke, watch your tone. Remember, a gentleman always remains kind when conversing with a lady. Oh, your name's Fluke? What a charming name, so very whimsical. Alright, I have to go right now, but let's rendezvous later, Dreamboat. That's funny. Actually, miss, my name is Luke. Oh, well, she ran off. What an unusual young lady. That's a nice way of putting it, Professor. Oh, crap, that just reminded me of, like, the first game. Like, Professor Layton had a term for describing, like, a character of, like, a larger variety. It's such a good, like, word for it, too. Very gentlemanly of him, but I forget. I'm gonna have to check the VODs or something. Hi there, we're looking for a hotel on Southern Street. Is this Southern Street? This is incorrect. So we aren't on Southern Street. Ding ding ding. Now you're in the neighborhood. Now you're in the neighborhood. The neighborhood of correct, that is. Professor, I'm having a hard time making heads or tails of what this boy is saying. He's trying to help Luke. You just need to go about asking in a different way. Here, watch. Hello there, young man. Tell me, is Southern Street east of here? Ding ding ding, correct. And there's a hotel located there, yes? Ding ding ding, correct again. Just look for the buildings with the white walls up ahead. Thank you. Right, Luke, unless our friend here is mistaken, we should head east to reach our destination. If you say so, Professor. Let's go. Okay, we're at an hour. So I think this will be good. After I solve this last puzzle. Family goon. Oh, you did not just try to talk to me. Do I look like I want to talk? I'm terribly sorry, I was only... You got some nerve wearing that hat you do. Yeah, nerve but no brains. Well, what's wrong with my hat? Do I look like I'm talking to you, Pipsqueak? No, I'm talking to your pal with the big hat there. Me? Well, I don't see anything wrong with my hat either, sir. Listen to you. I don't see anything wrong with my hat. It's like you want me to rearrange your face. That's it. It's time to teach you a lesson. In the form of a puzzle. That'll teach him. Oh no. This puzzle is super easy. All I have to do is place each of the 7 cards into the square that the arrow is pointing to. One more thing, the equation created by the cards has to be valid. Oops. Just do this instead of drawing it out. Okay, so we have this, but the trick here... There we go. 3 plus 4 is 7, minus 2 equals 5.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
Hell yeah, dude. I got it.
Few things satisfy like a puzzle solved.
Indeed. Well, someone's smarter than he looks. I'll let you off with a warning this time, alright? But if you're still wearing that hat tomorrow, things will get ugly. And by things, I mean your face. Alright. I think I will stop here. It's like almost 1 o'clock where I am. I got things to do in the morning. So I'll call it here. Alright, so to those of you still out there, as always, thanks for watching. Thank you for staying till the end. Yeah, good night, Grat. Thanks for hanging out, eh? I should be on tomorrow. Either more of this, or I might just do my Monster Hunter Monday playthroughs. Either way, you'll see me tomorrow. So yeah, I'm just gonna let the music play out, because this music's pretty chill. And you guys have a good night. I'll see you next stream, whenever that may be. Again, I said tomorrow, but, you know, things happen. Whatever happens, happens. Alright. You guys have a good night. See you guys next time.